Radio.
They're coming.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Their focus is extremely short.
How have I even got a job here?
On Nova.
Hello, podcast listeners. Leno here from the team, and in this episode, Fitzy reveals that he is a terrible organiser when it comes to gifts. We ask how soon it is to say, I love you, and how many times did they cheat on you? We actually take a call from a lady who is the other woman, so if you've always been interested about that side of the story, keep listening to this podcast.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Let's talk about this one, guys. The 3 words that we like to say in a relationship. It's I love you. I looked at you when I said that, Says.
You did. I love you too, Mike.
Love you, Ryan.
No, mate.
I was going to say, why would you do it? He was never going to say it.
Say it back. I love you, Tom.
All the best.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Hey, Matt.
Great response.
Love you, mate.
I love you, Mike.
I got one back. There, two. That's two.
Front row to Groot.
Sarah got to Groot. Hey, Leno. Love you, buddy.
Thanks.
Oh, I've copped that
crushing.
before. That's unkind.
Do you know what? I've copped that too.
Yeah.
But
Ditto.
What a
Ditto's a good one.
Oh, ditto.
Ditto at least means the same thing. Thanks is
Thanks
like...
is like, I'll take that.
Yeah. I'll
And
take
there's
it
no
and I
way
don't
I'm
care.
returning it.
Ditto does not have the same meaning.
Ditto's lazy.
It's so
Yeah.
lazy.
It's a kick in the pants.
Was everybody the first to say I love you in their relationship?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to play the card.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't sure about the relationship.
I
And I
took
had to tell her where I was at. I said,
took
I love
6
you.
months. 6 months, well, I think, is a long
6
time.
months is a
No,
long
that's
time.
good. 6 months is good. You can really, you know someone.
Do you know what annoys me? And it was a foolish move by me but with an ex-girlfriend, but I first said I love you in the throes of passion, which is a lazy timing.
What, so you would have had to get that out really quickly, I suppose?
Really. I
love you!
Well, I didn't get you out. I just
What
got
did you say?
I love.
I'm sorry, the moment's gone.
But then I was
I love you!
I just handed her
It's a really nasty
handed her a piece
visual.
of paper I'd pre-written because I knew I wouldn't get the whole sentence out. Wouldn't get the whole 3 words out. But then this. Oh, don't worry about it. I love bacon and eggs in the morning.
I love this. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to get going.
Okay. What was your name again?
Oh.
Anyway, I'm Kevin.
Thanks, Dr. Tiffany.
That's my uncle. Okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Let's move on. Because you know what else annoyed me? It's such a big thing, I think, to be able to say I love you in a relationship, especially at the start of a relationship. One girl I went out with, she would continue to try and drag out the drama of not having said it yet. So she would go, I love you in that shirt. And I'd go, oh, well
funny.
played. You're leading up.
Funny.
I can see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
I don't love you. It says here that men jump in first.
Yep.
Normally after a bit over 3 months. They're the first to launch at 108 days. Women, a little longer, around 20 days later. So to start with, if you're given that statistic, it would suggest that the majority of women aren't saying, I love you too, when delivered for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a kick in the strides. But
is.
sometimes, you know, when people talk about how you sit down and you saw them for the first time and you instantly fell in love, but you didn't want to say it, but you knew it. Sometimes that unspoken love is just as powerful as saying it.
The other one that I think is just as powerful is I think I'm falling in love with you.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. It's
See?
so
Yeah,
mysterious.
I don't know.
'Cause
I
you're
don't
not-
know, but I
Yeah.
think I am.
Yeah, and you know what? It's
It's quite tortured.
Because you know what? If you throw it's like a
Nice bait.
It's a great piece of bait.
Yep.
Because if you get a nibble,
It's a pilchard.
then you know maybe a week or two later you can bring out the big guns.
Yeah, sure.
And go with the love you line
It's a
because
teaser.
you've already thrown it out there.
I'm disappointed in women. Why wouldn't you just say it back? Doesn't matter if you don't mean it.
Why are women always like that?
I don't know.
Always
We're
second to it.
difficult, aren't
Always
we?
second to it.
It's like
I love you, passing wind. Always second to it in a
And
relationship.
I know that they're white lies, but you're right, Sarah. Sometimes they're just at the perfect time. It's like Married at First Sight at the moment. These
I know.
bozos, I'm so
didn't see it
sorry.
last night.
No, just the honesty box.
Yeah.
When the honesty box comes out.
Just lie.
And that
Lie.
question. And you know what? The Married at First Sight producers must go, oh my God, we've got him
Got
again.
another one.
I can't believe it.
Got another one with the honesty box.
When the question comes out that says, do you find me attractive?
I know.
Even if you don't, say it. Just go, yes. As soon as I saw you, there was something there. That's all you need to say.
Do you remember last year?
And then BJ was going to me, no, you got to be honest with them. There's 45 cameras in the
Yeah.
room and
Yeah.
there's millions of people watching this show.
Just saying.
now you've ruined your life.
Remember last year? Was it who was the guy that got married recently?
Bryce and Melissa.
Bryce.
And they're coming up after 8 o'clock on the show.
And they had the honesty box, and you had to place a card. You had to place the picture
photos of each of the girls,
photos
rank
of all the
them.
girls, rank them with the most beautiful. And he didn't put her at the top.
He didn't even put her in top
No,
5.
it wasn't top 5.
Like,
she
he's an
trailed
idiot.
towards the bottom.
And then he married her and
Now
said it
they've
was
got-
all a tactic for us.
Now
Was
they've got
it, dude?
kids. I'm playing hard to get. You're playing idiot.
Do you know what? In those moments, I just think of the guy behind the camera and a producer just standing there going, yes.
Yeah, they thumbs up.
Yes.
Keep going, mate.
Oh my God, he's putting her second to last. Yes.
Done it, guys. We got him. We got him a beauty.
And then go, Bryce, thanks for being so honest.
Anyway,
And then as soon as Bryce leaves the set,
yep.
yes, we did it.
I'll just go back to where I started. Love you, mate. Still nothing. But no, love you, mate.
Ditto.
Ready to hit the road this summer? It's time to what if it.
Visit whatif.com to plan and book your accommodation, flights, activities, even car hire.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if? It's Aussie for travel. Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
Now, this is all I've got on this story. I've got no more, and I'm just going to read it out to you now. Degrading mum is the headline. Mm-hmm. A mum who performed an intimate act on a teacher in Serbia so her son would get better marks found out he taught at a different school.
Awesome.
Wow.
So the teacher, in all his wisdom, says, I'll take the bribe, and then tells her afterwards, I'm not your son's teacher.
Do mums flirt with teachers at drop off and pick up?
Oh.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard from the mafia, talking Swedish House Mafia, I'm talking mum mafia here,
Yeah.
that it does happen.
There's one thing I would know, that if mum had done it, she's obviously not very good in bed. Because to get a 16.6 in year 12 would suggest that if mum had gone that route, I didn't say route,
Well, no, but you know
Then
what? You know what?
she's a bit of a dud.
You never know. You could have ended up. You may have ended up with a four or five, and
Thanks to
she's
Mum.
actually got it up to 16.
She's tripled it.
She's and thought to herself, I can't go any more to get him up any higher. There's absolutely no chance.
Got to do something for my son.
Does this happen?
It
Makes
would.
you feel like a real dummy, doesn't it, if you know your mum was doing
Well,
favours and you still didn't pass.
you would be absolutely shattered. Could this help though? Because you know what? So there are a lot of, obviously, divorces that happen at school, and
Yep.
there's drop off and that as well. Teachers,
Mate.
you know what? There's mums that look at teachers and go, "Wow, you know, like the way that he handles
had-
the kids is amazing."
That cardigan is just awesome.
We
that
had
bit.
the most typical sports teacher in the junior school. Jamie Graham, his name was. The moustache, the short shorts with the split up the side, the singlet, the permanent whistle around the neck.
Mums would have loved
He
that.
was just the hairy chest.
Yes.
He was
PE
like,
teachers do have a little bit
oh,
of
says
swagger.
he was 80s porn, like
Yeah.
classic, the hairy legs, the sneakers and the socks pulled up. He was ready to rock, and the rumour was that half the mothers were being trained by Jamie on the side.
See, there's something going on there for sure.
Oh yeah.
If I would love to hear if there is a mother-teacher relationship that you know about, 13, 24, 10. We still doing 50K Fridays, Tom? We're back on. We're back on, mate.
Yeah,
Every Friday.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to throw that out there because it would be hard to get callers on
Well,
this.
it's a big ask. It's a big ask.
But if you know if there is a mother out there or a single mum who is hooked up with a teacher from the school, we would love to hear from you.
Imagine if your teacher stayed over the night.
Because it's,
Wouldn't that be weird?
I mean, it's the teachers are allowed to do it, aren't they?
Well, they're allowed a social life, yeah. As long as you're not doing pay for
It's
play sort of
probably
thing.
not. Well, that's the thing, Sarah. It's probably not in the best interest of the kid's education to have mum or dad, getting to know the teacher
Again, if
really
it's
well.
like PE, it doesn't count. Though.
Oh, Sarah, that's rude.
How hard can you go with the grades, though, as well? That's the thing that you need to think
Yeah.
about. If the kid is way behind, I mean, you can't put down 100%, can you?
No, but a
No.
C plus is acceptable.
But if the teacher was to say, are we catching up again on Thursday? And the parent says no. And then the teacher says, well, that's a shame because I'm giving out the end of year marks.
Or
All of a sudden, mum and dad's got the fine. They've
How-
got the time on the Thursday, don't
the
they?
level of intimacy is the big one, isn't it, for the grade that they want for their
That's
child?
right.
You'll do that for an A+.
Oh, well, we're not going to get calls on that one,
Oh,
Tom.
I don't want to
that's for
do
sure.
that. You want your kid to get an A+ or not?
You don't need to act it out.
Oh,
I don't want to wear the mask. You want the A+?
Oh, my
John
gosh.
would never wear a mask.
Well, that's
I'm not saying
obviously-
John.
Well, it's obviously the pandemic and everyone has to
That's
wear a
what I
mask,
mean.
don't they?
Yeah.
Obviously.
COVID rules.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with some wordplay. On Monday. On Punday.
Yeah. Punday-Monday for your Monday morning, guys. We give you the story. We need your pun. It's as simple as that. We know around the world there's been a potato shortage. This is concerns for all fast food restaurants at this stage. But 2 inmates have been fined in prison. They ended up in a fight, which started with one throwing mashed potato at the other. The other then picked up more mashed potato, and they went back and forth until there was potato all over the place. Yeah. They've now been fined. We want your movie titles tied into this potato fight.
It's not bad. Like, I mean, if you want to be hit with a food, a potato,
Oh,
man.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. Throw it at me. Love mashed
Put a
potato.
little bit of butter in there?
Oh, a little bit of butter.
Yeah.
Soak the thing in butter.
They're terrific.
Full sugar butter, too.
I'll kick us
And
off,
then
mate.
salt.
Oh, he's on to it.
Yeah.
Okay, he's obviously nervous.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis classic. There will be Spud.
Yes, that's why I got it early. That's why I got it early. You are a dog.
Well, if that's no, you're not. Keep
He's
thinking.
having a thing.
If that's the case, I'll jump in because I'm nervous about anybody else. Leonardo DiCaprio and Spud Diamond.
Yeah, that was my other one.
What about the everyone's favourite superhero, Spider-Man?
Oh, not bad, says.
Come on, Fitz.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh! From the ground!
He's done it! He's done it! He's done it! He's knocked it out of the park!
He's done it, Kelly Slater.
Oh,
He's
my
come back
God.
when he's 50.
Tommy, what did you have?
Don't even bother.
What do you
We've
mean?
peaked
We have
already.
not peaked, Tommy.
I had
Drum roll
eternal
for Tom.
sunshine of the spudless mind, but
No, you're right.
Probably should have
You
finished
know,
on
you should
mine.
never have said that to me.
did sort of suggest that.
Don't know why you bothered doing that. All right, you've got the idea. We want your potato puns this morning. Tied into movies. Give us a call.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with some wordplay. On Monday.
Yeah.
On Punday. Monday.
Here it is, guys. The story. Inmates have been fined over a potato fight that took place. One lady pulled out a handful of mashed potato, some slop that was slammed into another lady's face. She returned fire with her own potato, and it didn't stop there. They've both copped fines. We want your movie titles with potato puns built in this morning.
Peter in Riverston, what's your pun, Pete?
Well, it's unbelievable they made 6 of these, starring Tara Reid. Spud NATO.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yep, you've definitely submitted one.
We're not rhyming or anything anymore, are we? We're just changing names.
We're trying to. I think we're attempting to rhyme. We're definitely trying to have some sort of alliteration there.
Alex in Wollongong, here's your drum roll.
It's the Stanley Kubrick classic Full Metal Jacket Potato.
Oh, very good.
Which
Thanks,
is
Alex.
my favourite type of spud as well, Alex.
Jack of potato.
Tabitha in Winmalee, what's your pun, Tabitha?
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Spuds.
Oh, the Prisoner of Spuds.
I mean, yeah.
What's the original?
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, gee, I can't see a tie in between that and Spuds, but
But love the movie.
anyway, Colby.
Prisoner. No,
Colby. Oh, it's Jason. Sorry, mate. Jason in Colby. What's your pun?
One fried over the cuckoo.
Oh, one fried over the cooker.
What?
I don't mind that. Thanks, Colby.
Jace, thank you. You right there, Jace?
I'm all right. You get it right.
Sorry, Colby.
Just
See you, mate.
razzing you up, Jace.
Big weekend on the darts.
I know.
I know, tough
Love you,
one. Hey,
Jace.
Ryan in Lane Cove, here's your drum roll, Ryan.
It's a sporty spud. The Mash of the Titans.
Oh,
Mash
the
of the
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
So
The
now
Mash
that's what
of
we
the
got.
Titans.
Now
That's
we're
clever.
rhyming. Now we're
All
warming
right.
up. We've only got
Oh,
one
good.
left. Ken in Plumpton, what's your pun, Ken?
Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible.
What is it?
Oh, Mashing Impossible.
Oh, instead of Mission Impossible, Mashing Impossible. Mashing Inspottable. Kenny has done Plumpton proud this morning.
How's he getting out of this one? Mashing Impossible.
Oh, there's no way he will. says full board.
Oh, it was-
Thin pickings, though.
It was a real roller coaster. I reckon we got to go Ryan in Lane Cove. Mash of the Titans.
Mash of the Titans, Ryan.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you've won it.
What about Alex
Six
Full Metal
bucks.
Jacket Potato as well, you know?
Oh, yeah, that was good.
What about Colby and Jason?
No, stop raising that guy up. He won't call anymore.
60 Minutes was a big one last night. It was the first one back for 2022.
Very powerful.
And the promotional, the ads that we've been seeing with the Cleo story and talking to the parents, it was full on last night, wasn't
Cleo's mum and stepdad sitting down talking through the details. Interesting to see Tara Brown as well walking through the tent or the setup, the recreation they had. And also, I didn't realise that, you know, this guy mightn't have been watching the entire time, but the kid's bike out the front of the tent was enough of a signal to suggest there was a kid inside, obviously, and that's why he broke into the tent that night.
Is there an element to you, I don't know about you guys, where you do feel sorry for this guy?
Yeah, I understand, because he's
he's
obviously
not
sick in
well.
the head.
Yeah.
They're mentally not there.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? The parents were obviously talking, and you know, that man took their daughter for 4 weeks, right? And I can understand how they feel about it. But, you know, when they were talking about how he had, you know, shelves and shelves full of dolls in the house and how sick he was, you know, there is an element where this guy actually thought, you know, he loved dolls and he just wanted one for himself. I don't think he understood what he was doing.
No, he didn't. If he'd interfered with her, it would have been different. I think the anger would have been at another level. But, I mean, you sit back and you think, hang on, this guy has changed that family and this girl's life forever.
You can't.
So he should never be forgiven for that. But at the same time, you're right. You
He
go,
needs help.
there's a sick guy here.
Yeah.
There's a sick, he's mentally ill. This was interesting. This is a part of the chat last night. This is Cleo's mum talking further about the situation.
I was asleep when the phone call came through, and I was like, this is either good or bad. And straight away, I've got someone who wants to say hello to you. I was swearing. I was like, oh my God, no. And she's like, hi, Mummy. And I was like, hi, baby. I'm smacking Jake. I'm like, wake up.
When did you come to? At what point did you realise what was going on after being thumped on the chest like that?
Pretty much when I heard her voice through the phone, I could hear it. I just knew instantly why she was hitting me.
Could you imagine that moment when the phone rings in the middle of the night? It's one of two things, isn't it?
Oh, God.
One of two things. And then all of a sudden your little girl's on the end of the line. Wow, very powerful.
Very powerful. Wayne Rooney, an English footballer who is regarded as one of the best English footballers of all time. Well, I think David Beckham says on the documentary he is the best we've ever had.
I mean, does it start pre-transplant or post-transplant? Because his hair and the work he had done on top.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a great-looking rooster, Wayne Rooney. If Wayne Rooney wasn't one of the biggest names in the world when it comes to soccer, then his list of women would not exist.
He grew up tough, Sarah. He's had an anger problem his whole life, but geez, he could play good football. The other thing as well, he met a lovely girl by the name of Colleen. They got married, but Colleen in this documentary has come out and said he is not allowed to go out on his own now. If he wants to go out and have a few drinks, he has to have a chaperone.
Is it that bad?
It's that bad.
Why don't you just let him go?
Well, that's the other thing you
Like,
could do, Sarah.
God
Just
love
be a
her.
single guy.
Yeah, it just...
I'm going to go through. Okay,
You
so
don't have to be married, Wayne.
No, why does she want that drama in her life?
Doesn't work for everyone.
Now, they've been together for quite a while, but in 2004, Wayne, he was with Charlotte Glover, who was 21 years of age. He was 18 at the time. Also there that night was Gina McCarrick. She was 37. And grandmother Patricia Tierney was there, 48 years of age, who wore a catsuit and was known as the Bristol Slapper.
Okay, so Wayne got to know all of them.
Wayne was with Colleen at that time.
Okay, so 3 in the one night.
Yes. Okay, so 4 years later, the footballer then hooks up with Jenny Thompson and was caught in several hotel room romps.
Oh, Wayne.
Now, that is Jenny Thompson there, Sarah.
Oh, gosh,
yep.
okay.
Jenny costs a lot of money.
Held together
She
well.
does look like she could cost a lot.
A few years later, Wayne was alleged to have enjoyed a kiss and a cuddle with Laura Simpson before being arrested for drink driving while Colleen was pregnant at the time with their fourth child.
Fourth?
Well, it was wetting the head early, says. He was just wetting the head before the baby came out, doing it a bit different.
Third time. 2 years later, Wayne's marriage was hanging by a thread after the footballer was spotted drinking with barmaid Vicky Rozak until 2:30 a.m. Later that same year,
Back of the
pictured
net,
at
Wayne.
5:30 a.m. in a Vancouver hotel with a mystery woman. He said there was nothing in it. She just wanted my autograph, so I gave it to her up in my room.
What'd you use to sign?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Last year,
Not with Wayne, not with that.
Wayne hit headlines once again after pictures emerged at the Star partying and falling asleep in a hotel room with 3 young women.
I mean, he was exhausted after a game,
Need
right?
a nap.
That's the 6th time.
And you don't know that the girls in the room hadn't been playing sport that day as well. And they all needed just to relax, rest the body, get ready for the next week's game.
He's making Warnie look really boring.
It makes Warnie look like a nun.
Doesn't he?
Kieran in Box Hill, how many times did your ex cheat on you, Kieran?
A few times at least. Whenever we'd have a fight, I'd sort of give her a space to let it cool off and get rid of the frustration, and I'd go home and she'd go to a neighbour's house and let out her frustration, I suppose.
Oh, wow. A neighbour's house? What, next door, Kieran, or just down the road, or?
Yeah, like next door neighbours, like they knew each other for at least 5 or 6 years.
That is the worst.
How many times did you say, all right, I'll give you another chance, Kieran? How many chances did you give her?
Oh, well, I sort of had that gut feeling about it, and then I just confronted her, just hoping for the not the worst, and she told me, oh, yeah, I've been doing this for a couple of months.
Oh, you never walked in on anything, Kieran, did you?
Nah, luckily I didn't forget my wallet or anything and come back.
Yeah.
Well, Kieran, sorry to hear,
let's
buddy.
go to Sharon now in Canberra. How many times for you, Sharon?
Oh, many. I know of at least 4, definitely confirmed, but that's over quite a period of time. But,
Any caught in the act, Sharon?
no, there are many evidence, though.
Right.
Bedroom evidence, hairbrush evidence.
Why'd you stay with him, Sharon?
He was a narcissist and a compulsive liar, and he convinced that I wasn't worth it, and no one else would ever be interested.
Oh, what a beast.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's horrible, Sharon.
Man. Best move I ever made, get rid of him.
Oh, good on you, Sharon.
You deserve better than that,
moved
Sharon.
on.
Annie in the Sutherland Highlands, your ex had multiple women on the go. How many are we talking, Annie?
I knew of 3 that all contacted me on Messenger. He denied them all at the time. He was also a narcissist and lied through his teeth.
Yeah.
But then I trapped him after I kicked him out. I pretended to be an air hostess with Virgin Airlines in Sydney. I had a different phone.
Yeah.
And he wanted to meet up with me. And I sent him, I've just got a fake photo, sent him. And so, that fake one would have been another one. But, he probably had more than 3.
Did you go and meet up with him or just bust him through that message?
No, we were living together in Picton.
Oh, my God.
Annie, did you know any of the other girls?
No, I didn't. He's actually ended up with one of them. They live in Rooty Hill.
You don't need to give away any more details, Annie. Thanks very much before we run into legal issues.
That says it all. I'll go check the RSL on Friday night.
He'll just keep doing it, though. Like, nothing will change.
Well,
that guy's behaviour won't change.
The old leopard, mate. The leopard.
No spots.
Never. Cassie in the hills, you're the mistress of a serial cheater, Cass.
Yes, that's right.
How does it work, Cass?
How many do you reckon?
I don't know how many others, but I am the mistress of the serial cheater. We've been with each other on and off for 3 years.
Wow.
Yep, every time it's ended, it's because his partner, his very long-term partner, has found out.
Cass, do you feel guilty?
Yeah.
At times, yes, I do. But at the end of the day, he could say no, he could end it. And as I said, we've been missing each other on and off for 3 years. It was
Don't you want more? Don't you want to be able to go out with him publicly and be together?
Oh, we've done that. We go out quite often, but
it's
yeah,
not
we
honest
just keep
in that
it,
sense.
We just keep it separate. I mean, my friends know about him, his friends know about me, but
And does his wife know about you?
every time she's found out, it stops. So she knows that I exist.
Right, but
knows
doesn't
that
know you personally.
No.
Does he have kids?
No.
Do you? Where do you want to? I mean, you obviously can't see yourself with this guy in the long run, Cass.
No. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. It's just, it's just fun.
Is it the excitement of it, Cass?
No, not necessarily. We just get along really, really well. We have a lot in common, but there is no future there.
Yes. Is it more a lust thing, Cassie?
I'm going to say no.
No, because you got feelings for him.
No, before the first time it ended, we were seeing each other for a year and a half, and he was constantly staying at my house at least once a week, sometimes more, and we were exchanging birthday and Christmas presents, but we never crossed paths into family and anything like that. So there's a little bit more, but I know there's nothing there.
Very interesting, Cass. You're not the only one out there.
Good luck, Cass, but I think you know as well that your heart will be broken at some stage.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many other people out there doing it and not saying anything. I mean, Inga hasn't called through, Tommy.
That's my wife.
I assume
That's
she...
like an asymptomatic sort of...
Yeah,
Is
that's exactly
you
right.
have no feelings you don't know about.
No, not tested.
And then you're going at the antibody test and you find out... that-
Sounds like it's just...
Oh, my gosh.
Throughout the whole system.
Been with 8 guys.
Oh, I have no idea. What do you mean I'm not the dad?
I hate doing this stuff, but a mate's 50th is coming up, right? And I thought, why don't we get, instead of everyone getting individual presents, because as you mature when you get older as well, you need things around the house.
Yeah.
Let's get him something really, really nice. So we were thinking about getting him a piece of art.
Yep.
Now, the art's around $5,000, right?
Wow.
So it's quite expensive, but it'd be something that the family would love forever. So I have gone, well, I will send out the emails to everybody. Tough one, Sarah. And I thought, oh, this is tough. But I've said $200 per couple. So it's $100 each.
Yep.
That's okay.
That's all right.
What is everyone's thoughts on that?
Fine.
For a very close friend's 50th birthday party.
Yeah, it's a 50th, 100 ahead. They're probably spending a fair bit for the actual party.
First of all, I've hardly got any responses back. So that's number one. I don't know if they're leaving it to the last minute, but people are lazy.
People are always lazy in this situation.
No, hold up. They've got a separate WhatsApp chat going on with
There's
them.
another present.
Hanging on about you.
There's another
asking
group.
for too much.
See, I've had a chat to BJ about this as well, because you know what? I'm more than happy to put in extra money at the end just to get this piece of art if there's certain people that don't want to put in. But then you know what the hard part is? How do you write on the card, these are... Happy birthday.
You can't.
These are the people that didn't put in.
You don't write their name.
And you can't say as well that I've put in extra for this.
What if it's a big role to make yourself the banker. But what if you have made up the difference of $1,000 at the end, right? Because you've committed to this piece of art and someone's just put in 100 because their partner's not coming along.
And then everyone just signs
Everyone
a card.
signs the card and you can't write more than everyone else next to it in
just-
brackets.
You have to cop it, Fitz. You put your hand
Yeah, you
up.
do.
You wanted,
You've gotta
you
cop
pick
it.
the present. You got to cop it.
Okay. Here's one of the responses. The usual milestone birthday amount is $50 per person, so $100 seems right to me. Quinton recently arranged our joint 50th gift, so maybe check with him if that's correct still.
Oh.
So you're questioning how much I'm asking for?
And you're
Some
asking.
people can't
And
afford
as
it.
backup, you need to call Quinton.
I didn't know that the usual milestone birthday amount was $50 per person. Where's that written?
$1 a year. Well, Quinton knows.
Sarah,
have you contacted Quinton?
It's doing my head in, and I don't have time to deal with this.
This was a terrible idea.
It was.
Can you get all the money that actually comes in, right? So you've set the bar at $5,000. Let's say $2.5K drops in. Go and find another piece of art at that price. Because if you, mate, you're going to be left. If you've committed $5K to this painting,
it's not.
You're
the
going to be
same.
left with the painting.
I know he likes the art. This is the thing. If people don't want to put in $100 each or $200 per couple, and we have to get something that's less, I won't be able to look at that art.
You know what you're going to need to do?
Knowing what we could have got the
He's
family.
angry. The banker's angry, guys. The banker is very angry. Mate, what if you went and said to whoever's birthday it is, right, and said, hey, we're all putting in a bit of money to get you something special. Can I have the list to who's coming along to the party? So then you can broaden your group. Send out another 50 emails.
Then I need emails, mate.
Yeah, but he's going to forward them to you.
Do you
and the
think I
next
have
thing you
time
know,
for this?
$6,000 has come
like a
in.
GoFundMe.
And you've taken you've taken 1,000 into your pocket. So you've cut a little profit off it, and the painting sits happy in the house.
I would love to hear from people 13, 24, 10. What responses have you got back? Wedding gifts are another big one.
It's hard.
When you try to get a group of people to put in to raise a large amount of money, you always get excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Always get excuses.
The range is huge too. I remember for our wedding, some people gave money. They didn't need to. But it was like the difference of generosity. Not generosity, that's the wrong word.
It's what you
of
can
position.
afford.
It's exactly
you
right,
can't
Saz.
put
And I
it
don't
on
want
others.
anybody to feel like they're in an uncomfortable situation. Ranged from about $45, which was an interesting amount, $45 through to about $250. Which was obviously extremely generous.
You didn't get Sarah a wedding gift.
So you gave zero.
I got Sarah a life.
No, you didn't, mate.
You didn't get her a wedding gift at all.
Wedding, babies.
The first wedding, you
everything.
put in $50 for a gift.
I put in the second one a husband. I put a husband in.
Oh, give me... So
you can't claim that to get out of a gift.
If you think that is your gift... So what did Lisa get the couple?
Supporting role in organising a husband.
Well...
Okay, we've got one call here. It's Kerry in St Mary's. Hi, Kerry.
Hi, how you going?
Have you got a different theory? I'm trying to raise $5,000, $200 per couple for a friend's 50th. We're going to buy some art, but you think that there's a different theory why I'm not getting response by anyone?
Well, Fitzy, I was thinking that maybe it's because it's your idea that you want to buy the art, maybe not everyone agrees with you with the art.
I didn't look at it like that.
No, but
did
if
you?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Mary, sorry, Kerry, if it's a guy, like if that email came to me, I would go, oh my God, someone else is handling the present.
Yes.
Awesome.
I
Done.
agree.
Done. Thank you. I'm not particularly caring what the gift is, to be honest. I'm just going, great. He knows him. He knows what he loves. I'm backing you.
The other thing is, though, isn't it, Kerry, that if another couple didn't get that amount spent on them, they don't want to put in double to the kiddie when their gift was worth half.
Yeah, look, I get it, and that's the difference, and that's the argument. But you know what, Fitzy, it's your thing to run with now, so...
I'm stuffed.
$5,000. Handle all the backlash.
Kerry, do you think for a 50th to a good friend that $50 is sort of what the limit should be, or is 100 asking too much?
No, I definitely, as a couple, I definitely put in 100.
Yep. As a couple.
Yep.
Yeah, so 50.
50. Oh, no.
As a couple.
Well, do you know what? This is
as a couple.
I understand, Kerry. But some of the people might not like the gift that I want to get him. So I'm out. I am not raising any more money, and my mate is going to get a bottle of double gin for his 50th birthday. Chompy, we've got any more?
No, we're all out.
Freebies.
Mim wants to get involved with this conversation. I'm raising money for a mate's 50th to buy him some art. Mim, what's your advice for me?
$50 is standard for a 12-year-old's birthday now.
Oh,
Everyone puts in, and these kids are getting $600 gift cards.
Oh, my God.
See, you, Mim, I agree with you. Like, for a 50th, a mate's 50th, I mean, this is... You know, every decade now we celebrate our birthdays. That's the only thing we've got to look forward to. So you've got to put in more money, don't you?
Absolutely. Bit stingy.
So you think $50 would be mimimin?
Oh,
Absolutely.
50 would be mimimin.
12-year-olds. My son's going to birthdays, and a mum will say, you know, I'm going to put $50 in my bank account,
50
and these
mim,
kids
yeah.
are getting $600.
That's
See,
extraordinary.
Mim, I disagree. Kids' birthdays for me still $20. Is that
$20?
$20?
Nah.
You know what, $20, your child gets named stingy.
Oh, no. That's the danger out there. Thanks, Mim, for your call. It's a beautiful segue into further art chat if you want to continue some more art chat here on the Fitzy Wippa Show. Yeah, turn up. Is that Antique Roadshow, mate? Is that the art music you offered me? I thought you had something classical, like we were wandering through a beautiful gallery. I'm not sure where this money comes from. It's council grants which have been made to many artists, a group of 8 artists actually, to celebrate their art and help develop their art.
Well, it would come from your rates and the fees you pay to the
that's
council.
the thing. Do you think it would be local, do you? Would it be a state-based thing? concerned if this is coming from, rates or taxpayers' money. Either way, it's out of our pocket, guys. So we should be celebrating this unique artworks I'm about to share with you.
That's why I always wonder with the State Gallery, we don't buy that. We don't buy that art, do we?
Them.
You
pay
borrow.
they pay to showcase them, I think it is.
But we do buy some, don't we?
What, the art pieces? Yeah, we do. There was a big push for a while to buy a unique piece for the National Gallery as a tourist attraction.
Yep.
They do invest heavily. What's interesting here in the $80,000, which are grants from our pockets as taxpayers, and the fellowship grants that are paid here, they reflect the diversity and depth of Australian artistic and creative talent and the vibrancy of contemporary Australia. First one. This guy by the name of Yu Orang, he received his $80,000 for his work in literature. He says he's an experimentalist and that poetry always accompanies bowel movement. And there's some mysterious connection between the two. Bowel movements are a connecting act of creative writing. So he writes his creative work on toilet paper and then uses it.
Is it pro-heart kind of way, where you just splatter everything onto the canvas, or is it...
Oh, you mean Jackson Pollock?
Well, yeah.
Well, Pro Hart did a similar thing, didn't he?
Well, he did. I remember those ads.
Mr. Hart, what a mess! I mean, not really into doing accents in 2022, but
there they were.
To quote the ad,
Sure.
I think was pretty consistent. Another artist, Kate, is using knitting to question the history of female and queer representation and crafting feminine representations of the body. So another piece of art there. Kate has received the $80,000. This one is probably what deserves most attention. Because if it's from the government funding, then I think there needs to be some question about the support here, because cabaret performer Sarah Ward, she has a character called Yana Alana. Now, what Yana Alana does is she lies on her side on stage and she has the Prime Minister's face painted onto her bottom.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then, of course, the bottom can talk.
Right.
The puppet, well, she refers to her bottom as the puppet, and the character, it's called Scat Morrison.
Oh. Scat
How does she get her bum to talk?
Actually,
I don't know, sir. Do you want to eat some cabbage?
Oh, I thought you meant she could actually move the cheeks
Well, I
apart
think
like a
what you
Muppet. That
do,
would be
you
awesome.
can lie on your side, Says, and she can move them. And you know, the crack in her bottom is obviously the mouth. But I don't know if she crescendos with the passing of some wind.
Yeah.
As
take
sort of
that money back.
the final moment. She's received $80,000 for her piece of art.
Leno, we got it.
Basic, but you know
Morrison.
what? Actually, there's more honesty in that sound effect than I've heard from the Prime Minister's mouth.
I hope she doesn't choke up at all during the show.
Wippa.
You don't want to be sitting front row
Actually,
with
I
the
would
Scat
like to
Morrison
see
show
that now,
goes
Tom.
wrong.
I mean, could we replace a wrap-up of the week with that at the end of the week or something?
I mean, Mr. Lifto's out of season these. What was
Could we
his
do
name?
a crap-up of the week?
Oh,
It usually is when Wippa raps.
okay, mate. There's no $80,000 grant coming my way.
Oh, you get more than that, dude.
ScoMo, more text messages coming out. Did anyone wake up Sunday morning and see the red face of Barnaby Joyce with the press conference on
Didn't
the
see
weekend?
it. How did Barnaby go?
Oh, well, Barnaby was saying sorry for some texts that had been leaked. Do
you have his hat on, mate, and his shirt? Was he in the bush?
He was quite red, but he said, tell Brittany Higgins, he is Scott to me until I have to recognise his office. Don't get along. He's a hypocrite and a liar from my observations, and that is over a long time. I never trusted him, and I dislike how he earnestly rearranges the truth to a lie. So Barnaby had to come out on Sunday, and he had to apologise. He had to apologise to the Prime Minister, saying, I don't think that about him. And then he also said, I actually offered my resignation, but he refused to take it.
Right. Did he?
Yeah, so he's still there. He's still our Deputy Prime Minister, but there's a lot of these text messages coming out.
What an awkward working relationship between a deputy and a PM.
How can you come out and actually say, well I think he's dishonest and he's a liar, and then come out and say, no, I don't think that anymore?
Do you know what? There is heat of the moment stuff that's played out. I mean, that happens, and maybe there was a boil over time.
Yeah.
But at the same, there's no date stamp on this message, is there?
No, it was. It was just that's why he sent it to Brittany Higgins, and this was just after the accusation that happened. And then this is
last
why
year or the year before?
controversy is that did the Prime Minister know about the incident that happened with Brittany Higgins at Parliament House? And this was the thing. He said he didn't, but they're saying, well, this is where it's a little bit shady now because even Barnaby Joyce is coming out and saying, I think he's a liar. So it is, I mean, it's how easy is it now just to call someone a liar and then come out and say, no, I thought that then, but I don't think that now.
Yep.
How do you know what to believe?
Yeah, well, I instantly text Tom.
Did you?
And I felt bad about some of the text messages I've written
What did you
about
say to
mate.
Tom?
And I just want to tell you now, you're not a tosser.
Sorry, I haven't
and
seen
you're
the
not a narcissist.
I haven't seen the message.
No, you're not self-indulgent. We do not think that at all as a team.
I'm not finding out now, am I?
I don't think that you're not a hypocrite.
Don't put it in writing.
You're definitely not an egomaniac, all right? So I'm just saying that now. You're not a loser.
I will accept your resignation.
And we do love Riddle Time.
Thank you.
This is really sad now. If you don't mind, I'm just wheeling in the piano now.
Come in, Steve.
This is
Jump on the keys, mate.
Sad version of the Neighbours theme. Always.
Oh, it is.
They always brought this out when somebody passed away.
Didn't they?
You know when they first played it? Actually, have you got when Helen died? Do you remember when Helen?
Helen Robinson.
Robinson.
So remember when
She was lovely, Helen. Very stylish older woman.
They got Dr. Carl Kennedy to come around just to check on Helen, but she was on the couch with her granddaughter, and Helen was. And the family didn't know because it was a bit of a Weekend at Bernie's kind of episode because they're all around Helen going, she's just having a bit of a kip at the moment. She'd been dead for about 6 hours.
No one knew.
White as a ghost. And Dr. Cole came in and said...
What? Carl? No, she's not asleep.
She's not asleep. She'd been dead for 3 days.
Oh.
And then this piano... This was the first time
they did
piano
the
came
piano.
out. Yeah,
The Neighbours
Dr. Cole got on the piano and did this.
Do you know what? Growing up, there was nothing else.
And then they got Helen to do it with her hands. It was it was a funny...
So that was the Weekend at Bernie's bit. Bouncer was there. You know, I reckon for the first 10 years of Neighbours...
Bouncer was humping her leg.
Oh, God, can you
He
imagine?
said she won't mind now. That was the only moment they had to cut because Helen actually kicked the dog off and we found out that she'd broken character. Bouncer was on heat. Left an absolute mess on.
Unfortunately, Mrs. Mangle had passed away by then. But no,
Harold was washed off the rocks with his tuba.
This is... have
On
we got
Scout
Harold?
Camp.
Is there Harold's tuba in the system? No, that's
Timmy Trumpet, isn't it?
That's Timmy Trumpet.
I mean, he was a key member of the Scout group. Was he our Kayla? Which is a leadership role, obviously, within Cubs or Scouts.
You don't have... Do you have the version of the Timmy Trumpet with the sneezing girl in the system?
Don't play that poor girl. She couldn't stop sneezing. Wasn't she on a current affair?
Yeah.
She wasn't in Neighbours. Anyway, let's get on to what's happened over the weekend because Channel 5 over in the UK, now this is... has not been confirmed yet, but they're saying that Channel 5 pay Fremantle here in Australia, the production company, many millions of pounds each year to make Neighbours. Sadly, there's a shortfall of around about £5 million and what it brings back through advertising. So now the talk is, if Channel 5 pulls out and doesn't put up any of the money, Fremantle... Well, you can't keep paying, unfortunately, to make Neighbours and only have it on Channel 11 on free-to-air here.
Well, they have pulled out Channel 5 this morning officially. Yeah.
Officially said.
Officially, yeah. It's all over the thingy. They've said there are, even though they get 1.2 million viewers a day.
In the UK. 1.2 is nothing in the UK, is it?
Well, it's on at midday though, or something.
Okay, timing, scheduling issues. Have you got a quote from Toadie or anything?
No. Well,
Toadie's got a really attractive wife.
What's wrong with that? He's a great actor.
Yeah, he is.
With a solid job and
It's just that ponytail he had for 20 years.
He's got a huge farm too. I think he's just sold as well. He's done really well. But this is honestly, there will be a lot of people that will lose their jobs with this. It is quite sad. But it's coming up to 40 years anniversary. Neighbours.
It was so much part of my childhood. Scott and Charlene. We used to write to Channel 10 wanting celebrity cards. It was like...
Yeah,
It was this
remember?
cult thing where you couldn't get enough of it. And I never missed an episode growing up.
Didn't you tell us in the office that you made a Scott and Charlene board game?
Yeah, we made a board game. It was like snakes and ladders, and you'd move up and bit.
Snakes and ladders?
Not snacks and ladders, snakes and ladders.
So what did you do on the game?
Well, you rolled the dice, and then you would move along Ramsay Street, and you stop in at different houses.
You designed that yourself.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Thanks so much. I was just a kid.
What was there like a community chess that you would have and you would have to do certain dares or tasks?
A little bit. Like you might have to go and get the paper from the front gate, and that was what Mrs. Mangle used to do.
Don't get killed by Paul Robinson.
Paul Robinson. I mean, he went off to be in billions, didn't he?
You have to go inform the family that Helen's been dead on the couch for 3 days.
It's really weird.
Don't get bitten by bouncer on
Do you
the
know
lawn.
what? There's not one Australian. There's not one Australian, and I think Scott Morrison should come out today and address this, that there should be some sort of relief fund for Neighbours. There's not one Aussie that if you stopped them on the street and said, would you donate $1 to keep Neighbours going, that would say no.
I agree with that.
How many we got? 25 million people in this country.
There's a few idiots in Canberra protesting at the moment, anti-vaxxers. I reckon
they'd be behind it. They'd be behind it.
Can you not pass the hat around the alumni? Look at the back catalogue. We've got Kylie Minogue, Margot Robbie. Let's be she's always paid tribute to
Guy
Neighbours.
Pearce.
Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe.
Yes.
Toadie.
Liam Hemsworth.
I agree.
Surely they can all chip in a bit.
If Neighbours dies, this nation dies.
It's a fair
I mean, it's dramatic.
I've said it. I don't give a stuff.
Yeah.
What would you prefer to say goodbye to, Home and Away or Neighbours?
You can't say that. When you live in Sydney, you've got to be home and away.
Says.
Be home and away.
Yeah.
You got two kids. You sure you love them both? One of them has to go.
I know which
Home
one
and Away
it
or
is,
Neighbours?
but they're in the car.
It is sad. You don't have that sneezing girl doing the...
Don't worry about the sneezing girl. Chelsea in Chester Hill. Chelsea? You there?
Okay.
Why are you sad that Neighbours could be ending?
A little bit sad because I feel like a lot of great Aussies launched off there.
Yep. So true,
So
Chelsea.
Delta Goodrum, Kylie, just to name a few, and so many others.
Forgot about Delta too, yeah.
Chelsea, what an idea. We're talking about those guys sort of throwing in a bit of money to keep it going. But what if we rotated all the stars that have come out of Neighbours and they were contracted now to come back and star in Neighbours
Well,
again?
What they're saying is that the final episode, they'll make
I don't
Kylie
want-
Minogue do something.
Not final episode says.
No.
Just for the next year. Let's bring these celebrities back and build them into different roles.
Pretty busy.
They're
a lot
not
older.
too busy.
Got families.
Thor can wait, mate. Get back
he
to
was
Ramsay
home-
Street.
He's
He was
not
home
in
and
for-
away.
If he wanted to
He
be,
was
could
summer.
be.
Sue in Miranda, your thoughts, Sue?
My thoughts are let's get Kylie Minogue to buy it and then it's all Aussie owned for years and years.
I agree.
It'd be awesome.
Maybe that's why she's moving back to Melbourne.
Imagine that in your
She's going to
portfolio.
produce and direct.
What have you invested in this year that's making you money?
I don't know.
Neighbours.
See, this is the thing. It's costing them for Channel 5 over $5 million a year. They're missing out on advertising. It just doesn't work out. The numbers don't work out. Sorry, Sarah.
GoFundMe page. Let's do it.
Tom, could you organise that?
Yeah, I'll get on it now.
Can't even organise $100 off
That's why we asked Tom.
for a $50 birthday.
Do you know what? But I bet you your friends would put in more than $50 to save Neighbours. There's the good test.
Yeah, donate the
Let's give this
birthday
to
money.
Australia as a present.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.